The players on your team earned XP. Quickly upgrade your team at the end of each game. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. Start your week by installing your game plan.
Today, from Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, it's Week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on Drew Lock and the Denver Broncos.
We're at the confluence of the Ohio, Allegheny, and Monongahela Rivers at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, PA. Moments ago, a scene that's played here since 2004. Big Ben Roethlisberger greeted by this sold-out Heinz Field crowd. His Steelers getting set to match up with the Denver Broncos. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
First down, Lock on the slant, completes to Sutton. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 13 yards on the game's opening play.
Denver.
For Sutton, the receiving numbers from last week's game. 4 catches, 60 yards.
And most teams mark down big plays as ones that gain 10 yards or more. He certainly has big playability, and we just saw it on display.
A first down run, not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard. Brings up second.
On 2nd and 9. Lock hits his running back, Melvin Gordon. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
A gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lock. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
So many times we see teams go on the road and want to lean on their running game, but this crew just announced they're going to try and air it out and make hay downfield.
And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with James Conner. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 1-yard line. A check on the numbers last week for Conner. 15 carries, 79 yards.
And give him a ton of credit. He's running the ball really well. But I look at those guys up front. That unit is truly playing as just that. Every move that they make, their teammate understands what that move means and what they need to do. And right now, they're starting to grind it out pretty well.
And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
They'll try and run for it with Conner. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Big conversion. They were backed up deep to start the drive, able to pick up the first.
So the goal is at least a first down here, right? Pick up a first down, give yourself some breathing room, and if you have to punt after that, maybe you've helped with field position and you've helped out your defense.
And avoided a 3 and out on their opening drive. On 1st and 10 is Conner. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. While he gets attended to, we'll step aside. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 10 more there and another first down. On 1st down, it's Roethlisberger.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, do I have that dagger play? Do I have that play and just finish them off right now? Because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
33-yard line.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Now the first carry for Wendell Smallwood. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. no score after one on EA Sports.
No score.
The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here. They'll run for it with Connor.
James.
They only needed about 4 or 5 inches there. Relied on the big guys up front and got it done.
Yeah, this is the time to just go ahead and hit it straight ahead. No juking, right? No movement in the backfield. Take the ball and go. As I heard a coach tell a player a long time ago, save your dancing for the club, son. Just get up into that line of scrimmage.
Here's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Now he's got it. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. James Conner, his first touchdown of the new season, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon.
And that's another route that defenders would vote to take out of the game.
The wheel route?
Oh, without a doubt. You're just trying to move everybody in one direction. And whether it's a running back or another receiver, as they sit out on the sideline, you've got a problem on your hands.
Well, the defenders hate it there. It happened, and it resulted in a touchdown. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. KJ Hamler returning it. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10. At their own.
A reminder, still some good games coming up here in week 2 of the NFL. Later tonight, a rematch from that Super Bowl a few years back. New England visits Seattle up in the Northwest. And then on Monday night, we'll be there. The first regular season NFL game ever played in the state of Nevada. The New Orleans Saints and the Las Vegas Raiders from Allegiant Stadium. That should be something. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
A gain of
that good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Now Gordon on 1st down. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is really floating around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
A 3-yard gain on the play. Brings up 3rd.
Throwing his lock on 3rd down. That's complete. It's Gordon. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
That's complete to his running back, Connor. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. He'll get a couple yards on that one, and that's going to bring up a third down. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. Ebron caught left side. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. On fourth down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. KJ Hamler deep for the Broncos. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. The Broncos and Cortland Sutton heading back out there. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From midfield, here's Locke. He completes this to Sutton. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Solid gain of 18 yards and a Denver first down.
Broncos.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. That time he was looking for Jerry Jeudy, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Locke. Got a man open. It's Sutton. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Locke looks to throw it again. The Steeler defense locked in, forcing an upcoming 4th down. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
The Steelers ready for their next possession. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half.
He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. The sack there by Bradley Chubb.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Second and 20. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin out in the Windy City of Chicago. And that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the second quarter. From there, we head down to sunny Miami to check on the Dolphins at home at Hard Rock Stadium. And they trail the visiting Bills in that ball game at halftime. Stephon Diggs, 2 touchdown catches in that first half alone. Finally, let's get to the country music capital of the world and see what's happening with the Titans at home in Nashville. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting Jags who are out in front. Gardner Minshew has thrown a touchdown pass. Meanwhile, in our game, not a lot of offense to go around. 7-3 is our score. Will we see things open up in the second half? To find out, we get it back to our guys in the booth, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show him one thing, hit him with...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
Brandon McManus.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Ryan Switzer on the return. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it first and 10. They start the drive with Connor. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He'll get that one complete to Connor. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Roethlisberger toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, is intended target. And it's 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Got an open man, it's Washington. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It's a Pittsburgh 1st down, a gain of 13.
1st and 10.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. They'll throw on 1st down with Roethlisberger. Ebron with it over the middle. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6.
At the 39.
Again, it's Roethlisberger. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 44-yard line. 16 yards, a 1st down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 44-yard line. Roethlisberger on target to Washington, and he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
At the 35-yard line. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Roethlisberger will hand to Connor. And he'll be down close to the 1st down marker as he gets this to the Broncos' 26. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on 1st down. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Von Miller doing what he does best with a sack.
So how many different ways can we say that Von Miller is an absolute nightmare to prepare for any offense? An absolute dominant force on the defensive side of the ball. Double-digit sacks in 7 of his 9 seasons in the NFL. And when he finished the 2019 season, 2nd in total sacks in NFL history among active players, behind only Terrell Suggs.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. And now this throw complete to Washington. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
Now Ben on 3rd and long. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face, coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were coming into this one.
So the field goal there counts what lines up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
Take over first and 10 at their own 27.
And Denver getting set to take the field. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for the rookie Jerry Jeudy there, but it'll be second down. A 2nd and 10 forthcoming here. Third quarter action in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, PA. And he fires one incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
That time he was looking for Jerry Jeudy. And the blitz does come. But now it'll be 3rd down. And some room to maneuver. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. Wow. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 15-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd and 7. Here's Roethlisberger firing quickly here, and that's complete. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
No gain on the play.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. You have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
So here we go. On now is the kicker, Chris Boswell. This to break our 4th quarter tie. Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers will jump out to a 3-zip lead.
The score, Steelers 13, Broncos 10.
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Take over 1st and 10.
The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field, and they really need to forget about their last time out, the turnover that led to a field goal. So now they try to regroup, trailing in the final quarter. Obviously, they'd love a touchdown, but 3 would suffice. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3.
At the 38-yard line.
From the gun, it's Locke. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
Jerry Jeudy.
That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
1st down, Denver.
Locke now on 1st down. This is Gordon on the dump off. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Complete to Melvin Gordon. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3. At the Steelers' 47-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's Lindsey. And he'll get this pretty close to a 1st down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 39.
Terrell Edmonds on the tackle.
Every year we spend a lot of time and money evaluating the top prospects for the NFL draft. How about when we all get fortunate and see a guy like Philip Lindsay, an undrafted free agent, who had 1,000 yards rushing his first 2 years in the NFL. Can run between the tackles, run with power, and catch the ball out of the backfield.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Block now on first down. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. They'll contain him to just 4, second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
To throw again on second down. Lock, open man, he completes it to Judy. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
And the Broncos first down.
So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On first down, Lock. Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, second and 2. To throw is Lock. And he whips that one incomplete there.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. That'll be enough to keep the drive moving forward. Another first down on the pickup of 5 yards. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. They'll contain him to just 4, second down. That's complete right around the 8. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and they're going to face a third down.
2-yard gain on the play. And it's third down.
Now Lock. This will be caught at about the 6. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down. First things first here, they got to pick up the first down.
And remember, it is fourth down, so they've got to pick up a completion here. Otherwise, this one's over.
So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Brendan McManus for the Bronco field goal. A 22-yard attempt.
The kick by McManus is good. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. But I tell you, he better not rest on his laurels because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see. Now bad hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. The Broncos say they have it. They do.
Sacked. Fumble on the play. Recovered by Denver.
So this thing rests on the shoulders of Brandon McManus. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So this thing rests on the shoulders of Brandon McManus. With 3 seconds to go, this for the win. And this one is right through. And it'll be all smiles on Blake Street tonight. The Broncos have won it. A little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for Denver, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head home next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they'll drop to 0-2, and they'll be at home next week for a date with the Houston Texans. Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team. You have grades for each position. Browse available players to improve your team. You have an injury from the last game. See how long they'll be out. Start your week by installing your game plan.